Hostage, a Todd Mills mystery, book 3 in the series. Arthur R.D. Zimmerman, publisher, Scribble Pub. Narrator, Eric Aust. Chapter 18. First, you have to find a thread through Lyle Cunningham as he started up his pickup truck. Just one single loose thread, and then you pull. More often than not, things start to unravel, leading you closer and closer to the crux of the whole damn thing. Right now, he saw a number of the pieces. The unspoken and controversial Clarendon, the blonde woman he'd spoken to at the autographing that morning. Later, the very same woman in the very same black coat, and the two men who'd abducted Clarendon, and it was just a matter of trying to find how everything was stitched together. When Lyle had phoned his boss just a few minutes ago, they'd both speculated that the gay television reporter, Todd Mills, somehow fit in. After all, who knew what his agenda might be? Was it purely coincidence that the kidnappers were AIDS protesters, and the kidnapping had taken place while Mills was doing the interview? Could he have somehow been in on the planning, or somehow manipulated the interview, or given the kidnappers access to the building? Perhaps not. Perhaps all of the above. Of all the things, that was what Lyle hated the most about gays. On the one hand, they wanted to be accepted, to not be discriminated against. Sure, Lyle got that. What he didn't understand, though, was their exclusivity, their reverse discrimination. Either you were a member of their tribe and therefore trusted, or you weren't. And if you weren't, you were always suspect. In essence, gays wanted to be equal, but separate. He saw how they hung out together. He knew they preferred to do business within their own community. He saw how they scorned and laughed at the very people from whom they begged acceptance and tolerance, and it disgusted him. Leaving his home, Lyle headed west toward Uptown, that trendy, very successful, and very gay neighborhood. If he was right, he thought as he drove along, that one loose thread he was searching for could be found over there in that area. It wasn't going to be easy, of course not. In fact, now thinking about it, he wished he'd made himself some coffee, brought some food, a pillow. Okay, so he'd stop for a burger, some fries, and a lot of coffee. Right. He should get tanked up on caffeine, because after all this, could be a very, very long night. There was one residence in particular that he was going to scope out, and who knew how long he'd have to wait before he saw any action. A Gay Mysteries audiobooks. I think it is easy to hate a label, but a face humanizes the word. So this effort is twofold: to offer comfort to those like myself that your world didn't end because you don't fit into the view of acceptable society on both sides, and in hopes of helping those with family that are LGBTQ, that it doesn't mean we are aliens from the child they once knew. Reassure them so they can maybe be supportive at the same time, being true to their values.